the leader of AIMIM, has reacted to the FIR that has been filed that names him. He says, I have received an excerpt of the FIR. This is the first FIR I have seen that does not specify what the crime is. Imagine an FIR about a murder where the cops do not mention either the weapon or that the victim bled to death. I do not know which specific remarks of mine have attracted the FIR. Remember, this reaction comes on the back of a series of complaints that have been registered by the police in Delhi against people who have been accused of spreading hate, trying to disturb communal harmony, trying to disrupt peace by their remarks in the last few days. This includes people from across the spectrum. There is also an FIR that names Yati Narasimhanan. We've got Pranesh joining us from the room. Pranesh, run us through some of the details of this reaction.
Response, Priya, of Asaduddin Owaisi. Times Now, as you know, was the first channel to put out this information that in the crackdown against hate, the Delhi police has also named MIM chief and Lok Sabha member of Parliament Asaduddin Owaisi in the FIR. There are 29 others apart from Owaisi, and this is now Owaisi's first response. I have received an excerpt of the FIR. This is the first FIR I have seen that's not specifying what the crime is. Imagine an FIR about a murder where cops don't mention the weapon or that the victim bled to death. I don't know which specific remarks of mine have attracted the FIR. This is that bit that was broken by Times Now. Here is the next comment. He says, it appears that Delhi police lacks the courage to pursue cases against Yati Narasimhanan, Nupur Sharma and Naveen Jindal, etc. This is why the delayed and weak response. Then he says, in fact, Yati has violated his bail conditions repeatedly by inciting genocide against Muslims and insulting Islam. Delhi police were probably trying to think of a way of registering both sidisms or balanced Wad syndromes. One side has openly insulted a prophet while the other side has been named to assuage BJP supporters. So it's a big charge against the Delhi police that comes under the central's control. Owaisi saying this is done only to placate the other side.
I find it really interesting the term that Owaisi uses there, balance Wada. In Kanpur, when there are pelters who are being caught on camera, they are hurling Molotov cocktails, they are hurling petrol bombs, they are hurling stones at shops that are owned by Hindus. Owaisi comes out and says that it looks like as if only one side is being blamed for everything. Now, when FIRs have been filed against people across the spectrum for disrupting peace and harmony, he says this is balance Wad. What really is Owaisi expecting out of the police to do?
That's right. We'll come to that. We're also trying commentators on this. Priya, just give me a few minutes. Let me read this statement, this tweet thread in entirety. The next point is also note that the hate speech was by the ruling party spokespersons and by prominent dharam gurus with close links to ruling party. This is being equated to random posts on social media with no social or political standing. In my case, FIR isn't even saying what was the offense. Yati, genocidal Sansad gang, Nupur, Naveen, etc. have become used to there being no consequences. Weak action has only been taken when there was outrage for weeks or international condemnation or when courts pulled up the police. In contrast, Muslim students, journalists, activists have been put in prison for the crime of merely being Muslim. Another big charge. Owaisi. Then he says Hindutva organizations have a culture where hate speech and extremism is rewarded with promotions. Yogi's hate was rewarded with Lok Sabha seats and CM-ship. Modi's hate speeches were similarly rewarded. In fact, the people who attempted to shoot me admitted that they did so that they could become prominent Hindutva politician. This culture must end. If Modi were sincere, he would have stamped out hate speech without indulging in fake balance Wad. Let genocidal hate speakers be put in prison under non-bailable draconian laws rather than getting promotion. This is an all-out attack by Asaduddin Owaisi just moments after he was named in the Delhi police.